I wasn't even planning on reading this one, but after enough of you kept recommending it, and then the anime got officially announced, I finally gave in, and oh boy was it worth it. Welcome to Eleceed. I expected a quirky series about some guy who turns into a cat, or uses cat-like powers or something.
Huh?
What I got instead was a wholesome speedster being trained by one of the world's strongest awakeners, who just happens to have transformed into a very fat cat. And it's way better than I expected. It starts off light and funny. Kayden, one of the most powerful people in the world, is out on the toilet as a cat while Jiwoo thinks he abandoned him. But what keeps you reading is the heart. And Jiwoo. Man, Jiwoo might be the nicest character I've ever seen in anything. Jiwoo's whole thing is kindness. He feeds stray animals in his neighborhood, avoids conflict when he can, and when he does fight, it's either to protect someone or to grow stronger through sparring. Not once does he pick a fight just to show off. And even when he gets ridiculously strong, that core never changes. But don't let the kindness fool you. Jiwoo is an absolute monster in a fight. What makes him scary is his speed. Not just how fast he moves, but how quickly he adapts. From the beginning, he's shown that he doesn't hesitate. He takes hits, reads opponents, learns instantly, and comes back harder. And one thing about Jiwoo, he never declines a challenge. Even when the odds are stacked against him, even when he's up against someone miles stronger, he accepts, because that's what Kayden did. Jiwoo doesn't fight for ego, he fights because it's the right thing to do. Kayden is one of those characters that steals every scene he's in. Once the strongest awakened in the world, now he's stuck in a cat's body after getting injured and going into hiding. He can't transform back until he's fully recovered, but even in cat form, this man is terrifying. His lightning powers are unmatched, his instincts are lethal, and somehow he's still teaching Jiwoo between naps and cravings. He's smug, unpredictable, and constantly calling people weaklings. But underneath all that, you can tell he actually cares. He sees Jiwoo's potential and wants to protect it. There's this moment when Jiwoo's being tortured and the teachers hesitate to step in because of the political fallout, and Kayden loses it, because that's exactly why he doesn't do groups. Groups come with affiliations, affiliations come with compromises, but Kayden doesn't compromise. Jiwoo is his student, and Jiwoo is protected. Also, the dynamic between them is hilarious. Kayden will act like Jiwoo's progress is obviously due to his elite training, while Jiwoo's just out here being naturally gifted. It's smug mental energy at its peak. Jiwoo doesn't lead by being the loudest. He doesn't make speeches or flex his power, but everyone around him respects him because of how real he is. His crew is filled with elite awakeners from top families, but they don't follow him because of politics, they follow him because they believe in him. Jisuk used to straight up pick fights with Jiwoo, trying to assert dominance. Subin was cold and suspicious, clearly not vibing with Jiwoo at first. And Wooin, he was quiet, distant, and not looking to make friends. But over time, they all got pulled in, not by his power, but by Jiwoo's relentless kindness. He helps without expecting anything, and he always shows up when it matters. That kind of loyalty, it's contagious. Kayden had never taken on a student, not once, but Jiwoo was different. He never wanted anything from Kayden. He didn't try to use him, didn't ask for power, he just wanted to help an injured cat. And that sincerity, that's what made Kayden stay. Same story for Carteen. He's one of the strongest healers out there, and not exactly friendly, but even he found himself wanting to protect Jiwoo, and eventually taught him his force control. Pluton, a monster in his own right, passed down his own techniques too, not because Jiwoo begged for it, but because he earned it. Even Hansogik, someone tied up in the politics of the Korean Awakeners, gave Jiwoo his force control training because he saw something real in him, and Jiwoo's been supported from day one by Yujiyoung, one of the few people who's always in his corner. Even Justella, who had no reason to trust Jiwoo, warmed up to him, because Jiwoo doesn't pretend, he's genuine, and that's rare. Jiwoo's growth never feels forced. He starts with a basic understanding of his powers, raw super speed and nothing else. But he trains constantly, not just to get stronger, but to survive. He learns to control his acceleration, reinforce his body, use his movement as both offense and defense. He gets faster, sharper, more dangerous, and yet still doesn't lose that kindness. And maybe the most important thing, Jiwoo has never fought someone weaker than him. Every battle is an uphill climb. Every win feels earned. Even when he gets wrecked, he learns, he improves, and he keeps going. There's this one moment where he turns down a high-level offer to join under the Korean Awakeners president, who used to be the #1 in the country. It's the cleanest no thank you I've ever seen. Not because Jiwoo thinks he's better, but because he knows who he is, and that quiet confidence is what makes him terrifying. The early arcs are grounded, Jiwoo trying to fit into the academy, clashing with stronger students, Kayden hiding in the background. But it scales fast. The moment international awakeners get involved, the tone shifts. Suddenly, it's not just local fights, it's elite awakeners from around the world. Underground experiments, secret organizations, and power struggles that make you realize just how huge this world is. Every arc raises the stakes, every arc forces Jiwoo to step up, and through it all, the story balances intensity with comedy and action with emotion. Speed-based combat is hard to pull off in a visual medium, but Eleceed nails it. Jiwoo's fighting style is tight, no wasted motion, no over-the-top flourishes, just raw speed, clean counters, and constant movement. Every time he steps into a fight, you feel the tension shift. What makes it even better is how smart the fights are. Jiwoo learns during battle. He doesn't brute force his way through. He reads, adapts, and outmaneuvers. And it's not just him. The top tier awakeners in this series each have distinct styles, and when clashes happen, it's like watching high-speed chess with explosions. And then there's Kayden. Whenever Kayden decides to stop spectating and gets involved, it's not a fight, it's a demolition. Lightning strikes, entire buildings collapse, and everyone else just runs for cover. Eleceed is special. It's not just the fast hands, the lightning mentor, or the escalating world building. It's the heart behind it all. Jiwoo is the kind of protagonist you can root for every step of the way. Kayden is the chaotic guardian angel you never knew you needed, and every chapter blends hype with humor and emotional gut punches. I came in expecting a goofy cat story. I stayed because this thing moves. I'm not even a cat person, but this series makes me want to adopt one, even though I'm low-key terrified it'll bite me in my sleep. Anyway, you guys were right. Eleceed is absolutely worth it, and now it's getting an anime, it's only going to get bigger. Let me know what series deserves a spotlight next, because it's going to have to work hard to be cooler than a lightning cat master and his super speed apprentice.